Welcome everyone to a live stream of a NFBC RotoWire Online Championship draft. I will be drafting, and my buddy Todd Whitestone will be here with me. We'll be talking through the picks. Todd is my NFBC partner, so we talk a lot, but we rarely talk on any sort of recorded podcast or anything like that.
Right.
So this is kind of a first.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's good for us to sort of get on the same wavelength, James. But I'm sort of thinking this is a good idea.
Yeah. I know that we've both been kind of doing all of our sort of individual prep.
Yeah.
And we're gonna kind of converge here in the coming days, coming weeks.
Right. Yeah, this is your draft, but I will make suggestions or answer questions. But obviously, this is your draft. You got to make the choices, and I'm sure you're well capable of that.
Yeah, I know exactly how a lot of this is probably going to play out.
Yeah.
I have the second overall pick. Set my KDS 3-2-1, and then some other numbers, but I wanted to be top three. Generally, I kind of want to be top four, but I've gotten 3 top 5 picks so far this draft season, and I took Julio Rodriguez with 2 of the 5, so or 2 of the 3. So I don't really want to get a third share of Julio.
Right, not as your number one overall pick. Yeah, right. I mean, I think we need you to be the guy getting the KDS in, James, because I got pick 11 in my first online draft. So I think you got the more magic touch this year.
I've been getting really lucky with my KDS lately. You're right about that. I'm thinking at 2 here, Ronald Acuna is my dream selection here.
Sure.
And then the other time I had a top pick, I got Trey Turner. And I know you're not, diversifying across contests is not something that people are that into, but I don't, I only am going to be playing in, half a dozen of these sort of higher stakes leagues. So to me, it's more about just, I don't want multiple of these big money teams going down.
Right. Well, that's the same as me. I don't have tons of teams. And counting the online and the main, I usually end up with about 8 teams. So yeah, I can see that logic. Now, if Acuna goes number 1, the nice thing about Jose Ramirez, who would be available, is that he, sort of satisfies that third base slot, and you don't have to worry about that later on.
Yeah. The third base thing, I was texting you, what was it, like yesterday maybe? I like a lot of third basemen, but I like a lot of the guys that go late enough where they're sort of low-end corner infield type.
Yeah. Hopefully not as your leading third baseman, but if you get Ramirez, then you get the steals too. So that's kind of nice. You can, the thing I like about that is you don't need to really press all the middle infield slots with stolen base guys. You can look at guys that are maybe less of a threat on the bases.
Yeah, you could take a Corey Seager much more.
Right.
Confidently.
Right. That would be the thing. So, and then you're going to have a late second round pick and an early third. So maybe you can pick up guys that steal from there as well if you need to.
Yeah, that's not a great spot in the draft to get speed. Late second, early third.
Unless you get Real Muto, I mean, he would contribute at a position you don't get it. But yeah, You got to think about closers there. You got to think about maybe a starting pitcher. So you got to see what happens, but you'll have a nice steals base with Ramirez or Acuna. So you won't have to really press it at that point of the draft anyway.
Yeah, it'd be, if I started with Ramirez, I would definitely be fine taking a Alonso or a Trout in the second round.
Yeah, that would be an option too. Sure.
The one drawback on taking Ramirez is that if Austin Riley ends up falling all the way back.
Yeah. But he's been going earlier and earlier, James. I'm not sure he's going to be around at, what is it, 20?
Yeah, and you can't make a pick like projecting sort of like a dream fall out the next round. So,
well, but look, if he was there, there's no rule against taking Riley.
I might just take him.
But I would tend to think you're not going to have that choice anyway.
I probably wouldn't. I'll put it this way: I would take, if I started Jose Ramirez, I would take like Alonso over Riley. And I would generally, I would probably take Riley over Alonso, but in that case,
I know what you mean. But let's see what happens. Maybe you get Acuna. There's a lot of guys that like Trey Turner, and there's a lot of guys that like Ramirez number one. So you might have Acuna at number 2 overall.
Now in this league, we didn't get it filled here till kind of the last minute. That's kind of how these OC late January drafters like to roll. They like to sign up right before the draft.
Right.
And I was glad that it got filled, but we had a NFBC Hall of Famer join late. So it's going to be a tough room.
It's hard to find an easy one though, James. I found it's like,
especially January, like
I know.
Anything with sort of a higher price point.
I know. I used to stress out about, all the Hall of Famers that are in my draft. And it's like, even the guys you don't know their names are very good usually. So there's no advantage really.
No, yeah, you're right.
Is everybody in the draft room? Can you see a green dot next to their names?
Everyone's ready to roll.
All right. So Ronald Acuna goes first. So we know what you're going to have to do. Okay. So James takes Jose Ramirez, number 2 overall. That's an easy pick, I think. And wow, Tucker goes 4th. I really, I've seen Tucker moving up in 4 or 5 territory a lot.
I like Tucker. I like Tucker in that middle of the first round.
Right. I don't know if I'd take him over Trey Turner, which Team 4 did. But it could be a diversifying thing, as you were thinking about too.
And outfield is outfield is it's nice. It's nice to have outfield kind of taken care of earlier.
Exactly. If you have a couple or 3 really top outfielders, that's always helpful. All right. So the usual suspects: Bobby Witt, Aaron Judge. And I'm kind of interested to see what Team 11 does in your draft, because that was what I had the choice of, and I went with Corbin Burns as my first pick, and then Riley coming back. So I'm kind of interested to see what your Team 11 will do. Okay, so Mookie goes to Team 9. Jordan went to Team 8. So far, no pitchers.
Yeah, there's really no such thing as waiting too long. I mean, there is, but in these 12-team leagues, the caliber of pitcher that you can get, and like
it goes deep. It goes deep. I mean, you only so many Burns and Garrett Coles you can get, but still. Freddie Freeman goes to team 10. Now let's see what team 11 does. I would say it's probably going to be another hitter, but that's just my guess. Vlad Guerrero should go about now, right? There he is.
He was best available.
Yeah. He went before my pick because I did not have the option of Guerrero.
Right. You completed an online championship, was that a week ago?
About a week ago, yeah. So I ended up with and I got Woodruff as the in the next pair. So I had both Milwaukee starters, and I wanted to see how that would work, and it worked out pretty well. But okay, so Soto Machado went to team 12, and now team 11 will pair someone up with Vlad Guerrero. This could be Corbin Burns territory, close to somewhere around now.
So for those who are joining just recently, this is a RotoWire online championship on the NFBC. 12 teams, 30 rounds. We'll probably get the draft done in a little over 2 hours.
Right.
Great way to spend a Thursday evening in the middle of the winter in Wisconsin.
Now, Tatis went to team 11 in the second round. That's early for my taste. You know, I mean, he's got all the talent in the world, but I'm just still worried about his health, and I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't take him there myself, but I can see the attraction.
And Riley went pick 15.
Pick 15, team 10. Team 10 has a nice Freddie Freeman, Austin Riley corner infield to start out. Still no pitchers. Devers goes to team 9, coming back. Would you consider a pitcher at 29 overall, James? Who knows?
Honestly, I don't think I would.
You don't think so? Okay.
I mean, no,
okay. Yeah.
I mean, if a pitcher's there, or if a pitcher, if all the hitters I want are gone, then I would have to. But I would guess there's going to be a hitter there that I would take.
I would think, yeah. Pete Alonso gone. Let's see, Bichette, Trout, Michael Harris, Real Muto are possibly coming up. There's Burns. Burns finally goes. Team 7 in the second. I think Cole will go this round too.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he'll be sitting there for you anyway, but there'll be hitters as well.
So the guys I don't think Bo Bichette's going to be there, but that would be
he just went, yeah.
And then
Trout.
I'm looking at Trout. There goes Trout.
Maybe we shouldn't say any names. But,
yeah, no more. I'm not going to drop any more names.
I'm going to start talking about guys in the 4th round. Ohtani. Yeah, I forgot about Ohtani.
What do you think about that?
It's okay at that point in the draft. Michael Harris. Now it's your pick. You got Real Muto. There you go. Nice pick. So you got the best catcher on the board, and he has steals. So now you have 2 guys that steal from an unlikely position. So again, if you want to take a middle infield that doesn't really steal like Seager or someone else, then I think you're capable of doing that.
So there is one pitcher I would take here at 26 if they're available.
You mean at 31?
30, no, my next pick is 26. 26 because 12 teams.
Oh yeah, right. What am I thinking? That's 15 teams. Yes, 26. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, you have team 1 has 2 picks, and then you're up. I don't think he's going to take 2 pitchers. He took Cole, which is expected. Now let's see if he takes someone else. Let's see.
Now I'm sure a lot of people are probably just like, why the hell didn't you take Garrett Cole?
Right.
I definitely get that. I think it'll become clear. There goes DeGrom.
Yeah, DeGrom. So he took 2 pitchers, but now you have the choice of any other starting pitcher or a closer or there you go. That's what I thought you were going to do. Emmanuel Clase to James. Yeah, I think he's just great stuff. He's just. I think he's even more valuable than Diaz, although you certainly could make an argument for Diaz. But
I think that's the top tier for me. Those 2 guys. And then I do prefer Clase. I prefer Clase enough that I will just take him 8 times out of 10 probably. Over this has just been a ton of fun. I mean, we got DeGrom going off at the turn. The guy at the picking first went Acuna, Cole, DeGrom, which is really fun.
Right.
I went Ramirez, Realmuto, Clase. So kind of more of a roster construction-y kind of build. Versus just a firepower of awesomeness if it all works out type of build.
Right. So now go ahead.
It all kind of hinges on the starting pitchers I get and where I get them. And I think I'll be redeemed for waiting there, but you never know, especially when you're picking close to the turn.
I think you'll have, definitely the next 2, you'll have plenty of options. If you wait beyond that, then I think you might be pushing it, but a lot of guys now they're going to start thinking about getting a closer. Diaz did go off the board, but they're going to start worrying about that. And then there's only 4 teams with starting pitchers. So I think people are going to start tilting a bit towards the starters. Paul Goldschmidt goes to team 8 in the 3rd round. That team has Yordan, Pete Alonso, and Paul Goldschmidt. Wow.
The great thing about these 12 teamers is, if you don't like your team, you did something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on. We're going to wish for this when we're doing a 15 teamer.
I was almost having sort of like nightmares today, Todd, thinking about how much closers are going to get pushed up in Vegas.
Yeah. We're not going to be looking at Clase too much, I don't think.
I still get chills thinking about when we had to take Blake Trinan when that closer run.
That was bad. Yeah, it was. He put us out of our misery early, if you could say that. It wasn't
was
like
kind of him.
He didn't wait until August to be like. Oh God, that was terrible. All right, so Jazz goes to team 11. I'm still in on Jazz. I got to wait and see how he looks in the spring, but I feel like he'll be okay. I feel like his back injury should be, handled.
Yeah, I like Jazz a lot.
Sure.
I think I've got him. Probably got him 3rd at second base behind Semien and Altuve. Personally.
Okay.
It really, the thing with it with Jazz is just I'm starting to worry a little about the durability.
I know.
That's the only thing. Like I believe 100% in the fantasy production.
Right. Well, back things can linger, but I mean, he's not old, so I don't think that there should be a reason that he can't, be fully healthy.
And I don't mind the outfield thing either.
No, that's fine. Okay, so now we're turning back towards your pick in round 4, James. So let's see. I won't jinx us by mentioning lots of guys, but you're going to have options that you have a lot of starters still that I know you like, and there's definitely some infielders. And then it's always nice to get an outfielder in this swing through if there's a good one.
That was the guy I was hoping for there.
Carlos Rodon, just went. Team 6.
So Team 6 went Witt, Bichette, Edwin Diaz, Carlos Rodon.
Can't argue with that one too much.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah. There's still a few pitchers out there. Cedric Mullins, then Raisel Iglesias goes in the 4th round. O'Neill Cruz. Wow, that's a little early, I think. I'm not an expert yet. All right, you're up, James. So now what are you thinking? You thinking starting pitcher or?
Yeah.
Now you could wait. You could think of waiting on the starting pitcher because I don't think Team 1's going to take a 3rd one. But I don't know who it is, so I don't know for sure. But if you have 2 targets, you might want to take the non-starter.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab. You know what? I'm actually gonna try to double tap starters here. So,
okay. Shane Bieber. Yep.
I recognize that I didn't have to worry about him coming back necessarily, but I wanted to get 2.
Well, that only works if you wanted just 1. So if you want 2, you got to obviously do it. Act on it anyway. You're not going to get these guys coming back, whoever they are. So you got Bieber with your first pick, and now you're thinking about another starter. Should have a good slate of options.
Well, there's only one starter I'll take here, and if he's gone,
go hitter.
I have a hitter lined up to take.
Okay. Let's see who. Schwarber. Perfect. Okay, so take your pitcher.
All right. So
that's who I thought you're going to take. Luis Castillo. Yes, I like him this year. I think the park is a good fit, and I think he's got the tools to succeed. I mean, I think he'll get you the strikeouts you need. So now you got the beginnings of a very solid pitching staff, James. You got Clase as the reliever and Bieber and Castillo as the starters.
Right. So we're not looking at another starting pitcher unless there's just a value that is too good to pass up.
Okay. Let's presume that that's not going to be the case.
It did happen to me. I did a prep, and you know this because I was sharing it with you. But I did a NFBC 50, which really can't recommend those enough. If you're gonna like your team after a RotoWire Online Championship, but you're really gonna like your team after NFBC 50, which is basically just a 12-team draft and hold. Winner takes $400. There's an overall prize, $50 entry. But in that league, I went Nola Bieber as my SP1, SP2. And I think I got like Kevin Gausman in the 7th, and I just couldn't really pass it up. But I wasn't looking pitcher there.
Well, let's see who's available. So you'll have your 6th and 7th rounders coming up. It'd be nice to an outfielder would be a nice thing for you, I think, or middle infield, of course. But let's wait and see who's available. You got to go with the talent that's on the board.
So we're towards the end of the 5th round. Relievers that have gone are Emmanuel Clase, Edwin Diaz, Josh Hader. Hader and Iglesias went in the 4th. Romano went in the 5th, right? Or where'd Romano go?
I missed him. I didn't see him come up. Maybe he hasn't.
Oh, Romano's on the board still. Okay.
Oh, he's on the board. Okay. Devin Williams just went before Romano. That's interesting.
Is Romano hurt?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
He just got drafted anyway, but I think he's fine. Christian Javier, he's the hot property this year.
I don't think I can go there, Todd.
You don't like Javier?
I think I'm going to fade Javier a little
bit.
Okay. Unless the price the price was fine, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I like him. If he's going way early like this, then no, of course. But yes, I agree with you. He's the new hotness at starting pitcher.
So if I wanted Seager, I had to take him at the beginning of the 5th.
Right.
I couldn't really do that.
That's too early. So you need, let's see, who is a middle infielder that's not been drafted?
My best middle infielders available are Tommy Edman and Andres Jimenez.
Jimenez, right. Jimenez is still on the board. It's working its way back to you now. People are grabbing a lot of starting pitchers. Julio Urias. Will Smith just went. So you got about 4 or 5 picks before you're up. So, yeah, I think if it was me, I'd be looking for middle infield or outfield. I think that's my lean for at least the first pick.
Let's see.
Unless I'm missing someone that's just obvious. Kevin Gausman, I haven't seen him be drafted.
Yeah, there's Adley's available, Gausman's available. I could get another closer.
Right. Man, if you could get Adley and Gausman, that would be outstanding.
I don't know if I've got. Oh man, I've got so much Adley already.
Yeah, I would take him second if at all. But anyway, you got one pick before you. My vote would be for Gausman if this guy does not pick him. But you have the middle infield to worry about. And I haven't studied the outfield of availability, to be honest with you. But Swanson, okay. You're going to take Gausman. I mean,
why? Yeah, people.
I mean, it's
Gausman just keeps falling to me. I'm sick of it.
All right, well, take two. You can take 2 hitters. I mean, there's plenty of pitchers later.
No, I think I'm going to take him.
Yeah, Gausman. I mean,
it's annoying. I feel like my hand keeps getting forced.
Well,
but the goal is for one of Edman or Jimenez to be there.
Hey, I think you'll get one. Yeah, then you'll have a middle infielder. That'll be nice. Wander Franco goes next. People are very high on him this year. I see him as a batting average plus, but I'm not as sure about the power for Franco. But he certainly has all the tools. That's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I think he's just.
All right, now you have your choice because he took Tyler Glass now, so you could pick Edman or Jimenez as a middle infielder.
Yeah, I love Jimenez, but I'm going to go Edman.
Okay. Edman's solid. I mean, he should get. I think he's 30 steals material, but that's just me. But
well, I think the reason you think that because he is.
Oh, because he is. He's
gone for 30 in back-to-back years.
That's right. Okay, so I'm not really projecting much, but I think. Okay, so let's go over James' squad right now. We got 3 starting pitchers: Bieber, Castillo, Gaussman. Sorry, then Clase as a reliever, Jose Ramirez and Real Muto as catcher of third base, and then more steals from Edman. So you are great on steals, buddy. So I think if there's a power bat that you can pick up in the next swoop through, I think that would be perfectly fine. Then you can also check out if there's a decent closer 2 available. I don't think you have to panic, but if there is one, then that would be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm basically crossing starting pitching off my list.
Yeah, for a while. I think you're set for that. So let's see who's a power bat that's not picked. I don't want to jinx you, but I'm just trying to look through and see.
Well, there's I mean, you don't have to get all the power in one pick, but you can kind of stack some 25 to 30 homer guys.
Yeah, right. I think there's a few guys available that can hit you 25 homers. It'd be nice to get an outfielder at some point, James. You need 5 of them.
True.
You have plenty of chances. I
mean, the nice thing it's definitely different in in an online championship. I mean, it's a fab league. It's 12 teams. There are going to be outfielders to pick up. In 15 teamers, it's much tougher. Exactly.
If you have a scrub as your 5th outfielder in a 15-team league, that's going to be the way it is for the whole season, probably. Unless you luck out, like Taylor Ward was a great fab find last year, but that was about the best. Stephen Kwan, maybe.
What about?
What?
Yeah, no, I just started thinking about guys who were super valuable for the final 8 weeks. I didn't have any Jake McCarthy or any Bubba Thompson.
No, I know.
I regret not having any McCarthy, but I think I had the right process on Bubba.
Yeah. Most of those guys don't work out, but John Birdie was a big winner for some teams.
I did have some Birdie.
Okay.
I don't think you and I had any Birdie.
No, we didn't because I didn't have any. I don't think I even put them on our fab list any time that we constructed them. So you could blame me for that.
That's definitely your fault.
Okay, well then I'm gonna blame you for Nicky Lopez then.
Yes.
That was a great steals gambit that we fouled up. That was 2 years ago. That wasn't last year.
2 years ago, we had Nicky Lopez. We were desperate for speed, and we had him for 2 weeks, and he didn't steal a single base, and we dropped him, and then he stole 5 the week we dropped him.
I think it was more than that. I think it was 7 or something. It's crazy. He did it to spite us.
Absolutely.
Okay, Jose Abreu goes off the board. First base. Now, how does first base look now? nobody that really.
No, you can probably. Well, there's a guy I really want to come back that I don't expect to come back.
I think I know who that might be. I'm not going to say his name.
I don't mind. I'll say his name. None of these people are listening.
No, they're not listening. It's just whether.
We don't want to jinx it. Is that what you're saying?
Mental. It's only the mental thing. It's
yeah.
I mean,
that's a good point. But I'm hoping for the Mountain, Felix Bautista.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to happen.
That would be an excellent choice if available.
And he's the default best available by the NFBC.
Okay. So that makes it less likely. What about Mr. Corbin Carroll? Is he drafted?
He's gone, man.
Okay. I didn't see it.
I would have loved to have taken him over. Like I wanted Carroll where I took Gaussman.
Okay.
Carroll went 5 picks ahead of Gaussman.
Gotcha. Okay.
I've been getting good luck with picking high, but I haven't been getting good luck with being in a spot where I can get Carroll.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got him in the 6th round, I think, but I was drafting at the 11th spot, so that was early 6th.
Right, that's where you want to be. If you want Carroll, you want to be picking towards the turn.
Towards the turn. That's the way you get him.
Jump him in the early 4th, which
right.
Shouldn't do.
So
if I don't get Felix here,
who's available?
I'm probably going to take Seiya Suzuki if I don't get Felix.
Okay. If you scroll to outfield, James, on your queue or available queue, who's listed up near the top? I'm just interested.
MJ Melendez and Seiya Suzuki, Tyler O'Neill, Stephen Kwan.
Okay. O'Neill.
I like O'Neill. I'd consider O'Neill here.
Yeah. He's got a new workout routine. Those never fail, by the way.
I heard that on the FTN pod with Vlad and Matty Wood.
That's right. That's where I heard it too.
Definitely a good pod if you.
Okay, so you're up now, and Bautista is available unless I missed him.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Do it. Get yours. There's a good good closer pair too. So you got pitching out the wazoo, and you got also steals. So I really would like to see you get a power.
And I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna go hitter.
Next,
I might go 5 or 6 rounds of hitter.
Yeah, I think so. Well, not only that, I think you can tilt towards the more power, and even a little less batting average. You don't want to submarine your batting average, but you don't have to fret about it. That's for sure. Let's see what this team 1 does. They've got 3 starters: Cole, DeGrom, and Glasnow. They've got Acuna and Schwarber in the outfield, Matt Olson, and Wander Franco. So they're pretty diverse right now. Tyler O'Neill. Okay. Tyler O'Neill. I don't think he'll take another outfielder, so I think the other guys are available.
Really want Seiya Suzuki here.
Okay. Is there a second choice? There's nobody, a first baseman. Just look at the Murphy. So Suzuki's available, but just you can take him. But now just tell me who the first basemen that were available. Were.
Vinny Pasquantino, Nathaniel Lowe.
Okay. So
which nobody. That's not really my range. I like.
Okay. Later first base.
I like that next cluster, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, Vinny will probably go, but yeah.
And that's where you got to take Suzuki, obviously, if you want him. And I didn't need his speed, but I did want an outfielder there.
Yep. I think that's good, yeah. Yeah, even at a 12, you can't wait really long, to get your first one. All right, so who's at the top of the NFBC board, not necessarily who your board is, but who's the tops available right now as we work past back in it's now the 9th round, I think.
Top of the NFC board is Kenley Jansen, Camilo Duvall, Xander Bogaerts, Vinny Pasquantino.
Yeah, okay.
So, two I don't really trust. I just don't trust Kenley in Boston. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not either.
He's got job security, but the skills are eroding, and I don't know. I like having. There's guys before him and guys after him.
Right. The other thing is, I think even if he's fine, basically fine, there he just got drafted, but he's going to require days in between, right? So, I mean, any closer can't go like 4 days in a row or anything, but Kenley, there was a lot of times when he would pitch one day and then he would be not available the next. So I think that reduces the number of saves he could get even without blowing up or anything. That's my 2 cents, but
he's also among kind of the closers you got to pay up for. His ratios are going to be some of the worst.
Right. Well, he's just at that spot, James, where people are like, wait a minute, I really need one right now. So they're going to ignore some of those warts. But I think you can avoid the closer routine for a while. Maybe pick up another guy later that is a potential bullpen arm. But right now you can get your hitters and fill out some of your roster there.
Yeah, so far my hitters are Jose Ramirez, JT Realmuto, Tommy Edman, Seiya Suzuki.
Right.
Definitely in the market for 4 category or as close to 4 category contributors as I can get. Probably hoping for 3 categories with like a neutral batting average from the guys I'm going to be eyeing up here.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see you get somebody that's really going to have 20 to 25 homer potential.
Yeah, that's a qualification for
consideration.
This job posting. I'm looking for a 25 plus homer thump.
Well, this is a good time to mention that last year, if we made a mistake, a common mistake, you and I, it was we were light on power. We did pretty well in speed and batting average and most of the pitching categories, but we just underestimated the need for power, and we didn't get a few of the guys that really broke out and had real high homer totals.
Yeah. Not only did we probably overdraft speed probably by about 10%, I would say.
Right.
But we weren't in on Judge.
Well, yeah.
So that's just gonna, not having Judge just by itself kind of puts you behind right. for winning those big leagues. And then
he was a
you and I have always loved Austin Riley, and we didn't have enough last year.
I know. I think we got him once in one of our 3 leagues. That was it.
And that was, I'll take the blame for that, because I was I liked him, but I wasn't pushing for him to the extent I should have.
Well, I don't know that I don't remember the exact situation where we were choosing between him and somebody else, to be honest, but I do remember that we considered him at least one time when we didn't take him. I just don't remember the circumstances. But anyway,
I remember the like sort of bad picks more than I remember the good picks or the picks.
Yeah, that's the problem. It keeps you humble, though. It keeps you humble.
Oh yeah.
All right, so read me, let's say outfielders. Read me outfielders that are available. You got about 6-7 picks before you're up.
Christian Yelich, Taylor Ward, Anthony Santander, Chris
Okay.
Bryant, Andrew Vaughn, Giancarlo Stanton.
Okay. So there's some power there on the board.
There's power on the board.
Renfroe, now he just went, but I like him, I think, more than you. I just feel like he's a solid power bat that he'll hit 250 and he won't hurt you in other places. And I think he's in a good lineup. The lineup's going to be better for the Angels.
Why do we think I don't think I'm smart enough to know why projection systems think he's just going to lose 20 points in batting average this year.
I don't know. I guess he's had a couple of low average years, like 2 years ago, was it? I don't even know, to be honest.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. That is, he did 2019 through 2020. That's dragging everything down.
He was low, but I don't think that was really a true measure. I've seen him hit. You've watched him play. I don't think he's a 212 hitter.
As Mark Cerebro would say, let's look at the scoreboard. Over the last 2 seasons, 60 homers and 257 average.
Yeah, really. So let's give him his due, I think.
Yeah.
All right. How about first base? Are we coming up on any? We have any first basemen that are available right now?
There's one that I like a lot of these first basemen. Got CJ Cron, you got Andrew Vaughn, you got Christian Walker, Jose Miranda, Rizzo, Mountcastle, France, Tellez. I mean, I would take basically any of those guys I listed with maybe 1 or 2 exceptions I would roster.
So maybe some of them might be there in the next pair of picks, not this coming one. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I did want William Contreras there, and he went.
Okay. Yeah.
So that rules out taking my second catcher here.
Okay, so now you're up. Anything you're between 2 guys, or no?
I'm gonna take Santander here.
Okay, I like his power. He's bankable. He could hit 30. I mean, didn't he hit 30 last year? I could be wrong. But. All right, that's good though. You got your second outfielder. You got some power. You could take another power bat if available. Team 1 took Bednar as their second closer. Second closer, right? No, first. That's his first closer. Interesting.
You know who's second best available by ADP is Gunnar Henderson.
Oh, I like him. I was bothering you about him before. I mean, I think the good thing, he's going to have shortstop and third base availability. And he is available because Gleyber Torres just went. So. And
I think I'm going to.
You're going to do it, or are you going to
I'm going to grab Gunnar. I'm going to grab Gunnar here, and then there's a lot of guys that I like similar to him in my queue, but I think one of them comes back to me.
Okay.
But I was one of the guys I was hoping would come back just went. So
Christian Who is that? Christian Walker. Taylor Ward. I don't mind Taylor Ward at around this time of the draft.
No.
But Gunnar, go ahead.
The thing I like about Walker, I don't think he's necessarily better than Rowdy Tellez, but he just hits in the same spot against righties and lefties and just doesn't come out of the lineup.
Right. And the Arizona lineup should be better, right?
It'll be slightly better. It's not so good that I'm worried about him losing any playing time. Right. Rowdy could handle playing every day, but there's just so many mouths to feed there.
Right. What about, is Mountcastle been drafted? Yelich just went. Mountcastle is someone that I feel like people are down on a little more than is warranted.
this is the first year since Mountcastle's been in the big leagues that I am interested in drafting.
You're considering him, yeah. Yeah, I think he's a little undervalued. I'm not going to say he's a great, fantastic player, but I think people are a little freaked out about the wall in left field, and I think it could work for him. Okay, Chris Bryant just got drafted. Other guys available: Ty France, right, and Haniger and Clayton Kershaw. I still say I'm with your plan. I think 2 more hitters would be ideal for you here. I don't think you need a pitcher in this swing.
No, I agree. I would guess that I'll be going with a first baseman and an outfielder.
That would be great. That would be great. Now, is Mountcastle dual eligible? I'm just interested. I'm not saying he's the best pick, but he used to be dual eligible, but he might not be anymore.
Just give me a second.
Sure.
I don't think he is.
No, I think he's just
he's just 1B.
Okay. Last year, I think he had outfield for some reason.
So guys that I wanted who have gone, Max Muncy, Christian Walker. Love that value on Nestor Cortez by Team 8 in the 11th round.
Team 8, yes.
Andrew Vaughn was someone I was going to consider. He went at the 11-12 turn.
Okay. So again, we've been doing this a lot. So read the outfielders that are top of the board right now, NFBC board, not your board.
Stanton, Happ, Nimmo, Bader, Haniger.
Okay. So Bader's great, but he's not really what you need right now.
No, I think when I'm taking on speed from here on out, I'm looking for the sort of 8 to 12 steal type of guys.
Right. You need more power than speed. I mean, Haniger is not a bad guy to consider. I don't know if he's the next best guy for you, but he's more in that sort of vein.
Hey, if I could go Stanton and best first baseman available, I'd consider it a successful team.
Okay. Stanton, as a Yankee fan, he bugs me because he goes through these 4 to 5 week stretches where he just does almost nothing. But then he does have his hot streaks too. And so if you look at the full year, it's fine. It's basically what you expect. But
I also still think he still has that sort of good value by whoever grabbed Clay Holmes in the 12th.
Right.
I think Stanton, there's still sort of that chance that I think 40 homers is in play for him any year.
That's true.
So, and that's not something you can say about most guys.
No. His launch angle, I don't know if you know this, but his launch angle, I mean, even when he hits a homer, James, it's like basically a line drive.
Yeah, it's a laser show, yeah.
So if he could ever learn to sort of hit the high flies more, he'd hit many more homers.
Has he fallen in love with the frozen rope home run?
No, I think that's just his swing. I don't think it's anything he's like doing on purpose, to be honest. Anyway, Suarez, Miranda. Okay, so you're up.
All right.
Stanton. Okay, let's hope for 40 homers.
So
who are you thinking about coming back? You're thinking about first base?
I'm gonna take Rowdy if he's there.
Rowdy over Mountcastle. Okay.
Yeah, I just think there's more home run upside there.
Okay, I got you. I mean, they need him. They need him as a power bat, right? I mean, how many power bats do they really have?
Well, you got him, and you got Willie Adames.
Right, he's 25
and
to 30.
And you got William Contreras. And there's your 3 power bats.
That's it. Christian Yelich, I think he's 10 to 15 from now on.
I didn't list him.
I know you didn't. He's not for you in this draft, I don't think. I can safely say.
Why you would want lefty hitting Christian Yelich and lefty hitting Jesse Winker on the same team is beyond me.
Okay, you're up, and you have the option of Rowdy, and you took him, so that's good. Now you have a first baseman. It's like that line where right now Billy Bean says in the movie Moneyball, right now I don't have a first baseman, so if somebody throws it over there, it's just going to keep rolling. So that's what I got to do right now. That's pretty funny.
Let me read you the best pitcher available.
Sure.
List by NFBC.
Yeah.
Scott Barlow, Daniel Bard, Alexis Diaz, Jesus Luzardo, Andres Munoz.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically a bunch of relievers.
Luzardo has been going earlier. I'm surprised he's still there.
I like Luzardo.
Yeah, he's there. He just went. See, we can do this with any player. Who do you not like, James? That we can talk about.
Yeah, that's a good idea. How about Tony Gonsolin?
Tony Gonsolin. Okay, the big cat. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of his either. He's just like he was on fire. What was his BABIP? It was like incredible for a while there last year.
I wouldn't know. I didn't have any Tony Gonsolin.
I know, neither did I.
Tony Gonsolin's fine. I like having Dodger pitchers. I'd like it if someone took him here in between rounds 13 and 14.
Right. Yeah, he's not gonna upset you if he's off the board. Let's just put it that way.
So I would like to fill that second catcher spot. And
okay.
I'm basically hoping for one of Danny Jansen or Kyber Ruiz in the 14th.
Danny Jansen or Kyber Ruiz. Okay. Kyber is very good on batting average, I feel.
Yeah, I think he's kind of. I warmed up to him a little on the catcher pod I did with the Rotosaurus guys.
Okay. And Danny Jansen, if he ever would stay healthy, I think we did have him a couple of times, but he kept getting hurt last year. So we had to decide whether to hold him, and it was a little painful.
This is the year.
The Danny Jansen breakout. But I mean, do they have the DH at bats available? I don't know if they.
Well, I think I would take. If they just want to play him, all the catchers who him and Ruiz are kind of polar opposites because Ruiz is just going to compile, but I would be fine with Danny Jansen.
He'll hit more homers. Yeah,
stay as good as you've been, and play like 4 days a week and stay healthy.
Right, that would be fine.
Shortstop is kind of a weakness that I might address on this turn as well.
Okay. Now remember, Gunnar could help you later in the season.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
But it wouldn't hurt you to have you didn't need a shortstop anyway.
Well, actually, I've got Edmund's got the dual.
He's dual as well, but
actually, that's actually nice because I can just I can put my favorite just middle infielders in the queue.
Right. Yeah, just if you see a second baseman you like, I think that's fine.
And it's nice, having that early speed.
Right.
I don't have to roll the dice on like a Thairo Estrada or Josh Rojas.
Right. Okay. Let's see. I'm just looking myself. Gonzalez, France, Nootbaar. Are those guys? I'm just not watching carefully enough.
Nootbaar's there. Gonzalez is there. France is there.
Okay.
How do you feel about France this year?
I think he's going to give you good counting stats. He's not a big power guy, but I think he's.
Do you think he's still in his prime?
Yeah, and I think he'll hit. They like him hitting third, fourth, so that's going to give you a lot of at bats. So I do think he'll give you more runs and RBIs than maybe his other stats would show. So I think he's fine right about now. Sure. What's your 2 cents on Oscar Gonzalez? I'm not pushing him here. I just feel like he's got a lot of potential, and he might actually show it this year.
I'm a big fan. I like him and Josh Naylor quite a bit.
Right.
I think Gonzalez, he definitely fits the kind of build I've got right now, because he's the non-speed categories is what you're hoping to get from him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's not going to steal bases, but.
And I think there's more. He was so. It was an aggressive, like giving him the playing time he got last season. I thought it was pretty aggressive,
right?
And he did more than just tread water.
Oh, he definitely.
And it sort of started with him just making a ton of contact, and it didn't really look like he was trying to do a ton of damage.
No. Okay, you're back up. I don't want to interrupt you, but okay, you took Danny Jansen, fine. So now you're thinking outfield, James, on your next selection? No. You have 3 outfielders, so maybe middle infield.
Kind of thinking
middle. Okay.
Yeah, because I know Gunnar gets the eligibility eventually, but I still need 2 middle infielders.
Well, you're up again after Senga and Brian Hayes just went off the board, so you're up.
All right, between Polanco and somebody else, but I'm going to take Jorge Polanco.
Fine. Okay, I think he's got to be better than last year. So that was surprising. Okay, so now you've got 2 guys that are listed as middle infielders, Edman and Polanco. And so we can leave Gunnar right now at corner, right?
Right. So I've got on offense, my open spots in my starting lineup are 2 outfield spots, a middle spot, and a UT spot.
Right. So 4 open outfield, hitters, and pitchers. You have a total of what?
I just got the 5. I got the 2 closers and
nice. So you got 4 and 4 in your active roster, 4 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can look at pitchers to the extent there's somebody you like, which may not be true.
I do got to get back in on pitching though.
Yeah. Okay. There's a few guys out there that they're not Cy Young candidates, but.
Well, at this stage, when you do the sort of, we'll say 3 top 20 starting pitchers to start in Bieber, Castillo, and Gaussman. In a 12-teamer from here, I sort of am hoping that I've got sort of my rock solid core, and now I'm looking for streaming options and breakout options.
you could get more pitchers on your bench and then sort of hold on to and or stream the guys that are doing well.
Right. And a lot of my favorite sort of last couple rounds of the draft guys are pitchers, starting pitchers. So I think Todd dropped off. There he is.
I'm back here. I'm coming back.
There he is. All right. Got Todd back.
Yeah.
James Anderson here with Todd Whitestone.
Okay. So let's see. What did I miss? Scott Barlow and Jeff McNeil. Oscar Gonzalez. Okay, so there's a couple guys I want to ask you about, James, but I don't want to jinx them and have them come up.
No, just do it. Just do it.
Okay. I wanted to ask you your opinion about Jordan Walker because the guy just seems like a freak to me. He's so big, and yet he's projected as a pretty decent infielder. And yet they might stick him in the outfield if he is up or doing well. So I just wanted to get your 2 cents on him. I know you don't know if he's going to be on the team in April, but what do you see based on him?
Yeah, I haven't found the price to be low enough yet
to draft him
at this stage of the draft season, but okay. that could change. He's kind of one of those guys where he's definitely on my board.
Uh-huh.
I probably would guess that I'll have 1 or 2 shares of him before March, and then in March we'll sort of see, because I am worried about how crowded.
Right.
The Cardinals. It's not like they've got a ton of awesome studs, but they've got guys that have earned the right to play.
Right. Well, let's say, for example, that we're in March and he's done relatively well in spring training and the Cards announced that he's on the team. Don't you think that they're going to play him regularly? They're not going to stick him on the bench, right?
Of course. Yeah. He's too good of a prospect and he's too good of he doesn't project as a guy who needs a platoon.
Right. Is he a left-handed hitter? I don't even know. Do you know that?
I think he's righty.
Righty, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I think part of the reason why he's going a little too high for my taste is there were some people were comparing him to Julio Rodriguez, and I think people can kind of look at the stats at AA and kind of buy that. And I think we're talking about a definite tier of separation between Julio entering last season, Jordan Walker entering this season. Give me Julio 10 times out of 10.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, after Acuna's year, wasn't everybody saying that whoever was the next rookie call up was like, oh, this guy could be like Acuna? It's like, well, that doesn't come along that often.
Right.
So I'm not even a prospect guy, and I know that. Okay, Jody Meneses. We just went off the board. Now we're in, let's see, what round are we in, James? We're in round 15? 16?
16. I've got some pitchers that I would like if they're
okay.
Let's see, left. Man, things are getting. I'm kind of hoping for Brady Singer here. Todd, I'm on the clock.
Okay, what are you going to
do? Believe it or not, I think I'm going to take Brady Singer.
Interesting. Okay, I like it. I like Singer.
I don't like it that much. I just don't. I think he's kind of the last guy in a tier I had. I wanted, I wanted like Springs or Montgomery or someone like that.
Right. Well, he's with the other 3 stars you have. If he doesn't get a lot of wins, that's still okay. So I think you're fine with him as your 4th starter.
And I'm back up.
You want a hitter?
I think I'm gonna. Well, there's some options. Got Riley Green. Got Seth Brown.
Okay.
I think I'm actually just gonna take. I think I'm gonna just take Detmers.
Okay. All right, so now you're up to 5 starters and 2 relievers, so you just have two pitching openings in your active roster.
Yeah, didn't have a great option there.
No, that's fine though. I think I would recommend 2 hitters next turn.
Yeah, I'm going back to hitters for a few rounds probably.
At least the next 4 picks, at least 3 should be hitters, I think. Okay, so who else?
I agree with that.
Okay, so let's see. Who else did I want to ask? Oh, Josh Young, who's not really needed for your roster, but again, some people are saying he's really going to be a potential batting average problem for the redraft leagues this year. I mean, I think isn't his record pretty good, James, in terms of contact and managing the zone? Do we expect him to be under 230? I mean, I would say no to that.
Yeah, I think it's certainly it's not a concern at all to me, really long term.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just a matter of, even a guy like Austin Riley he didn't settle in as the guy he is kind of now. There was a reason he was like a huge value. What was that, like 3 years ago?
Right.
So I'm kind of projecting Young to sort of be like Matt Chapman, I guess, in a worse lineup.
So that is around 230 in my book for Chapman, 230 with lots of homers, but.
And then you just, if you just project like 235, say for Young, with the upside for much more than that, then I think that's kind of the way to do it.
Okay. But he's I think what's in his favor is that he was up for a little bit last year, so it wasn't like he's going to be the first view of major league pitching.
Right, and I think it's a testament to how sharp the NFBC drafters are that he's not being discounted more.
No. He's.
If you just look at the strikeout rate from last year and the walk rate, it'd be easy to just do really quick, short analysis and say I'm not in.
No, that would.
But
you're not going to find anybody ignoring him. I don't think that's it. But I think people do have him down for the 230. So it sounds like you're basically there. So maybe.
Yeah, and I think I don't even think I've got him yet this year.
Okay. Well, if he's good on power, I mean, if you didn't have 2 third basemen at this point, if he's good on power, he could fit with a build sort of like this.
Right. And I there's a guy that I want to put in my util spot.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just see. We'll see if it
Okay,
happens.
I think I know who it is, but I'm not gonna start talking about it.
Right. So like, I definitely think Young is a fine pick. I think he's being properly priced. I don't think he's a screaming value.
He's not a value or a fade or anything like that. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. And then let's see. There might have been one other guy I'll try to scan for who I wanted to ask you about. Okay, I think, and this is another guy I don't think you need on this team, but C.J. Abrams, James. He should get playing time, right? I'm not off base on that, right? So
no, yeah, you're right about that.
So the question is,
I'm just gonna wait this. I'm gonna sit this year out with Abrams. I think.
Okay.
I don't mind buying if he starts showing signs in terms of making hard contact and that type of stuff. I definitely don't mind buying in at an elevated price next year. But I'm worried that you're getting like 5 homers at it.
I understand. Well, let's say he does play regularly. And his batting average overall is decent. Don't you think that, especially with the new rules, this is a guy that really could steal bases? I mean,
absolutely.
I don't think you need him here, but I just would say it depends on what your situation is. But he's fast. I mean, is he? What was is his speed 80 grade, or am I just making that up?
Let's say 70.
70, okay.
You're close. I mean, I think I would take Abrams over Asturi Ruiz, for instance.
Okay. In terms of, because he's a better hitter, right, than Ruiz.
Well, I think it's more likely he doesn't kill you in the other 4 categories than Ruiz.
That's right. Okay. And also he's got more experience than Ruiz at this point.
Right. He's had his sort of lumps against big league pitching.
Yeah,
so it's more.
Hopefully that will help him. Okay. Anyway, we're wending our way back to you, and you're looking for a util bat, and also you could use an outfielder if there was one available, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I've got one outfielder in my queue so far.
Okay.
Let's see. I would have probably taken Seth Brown if he'd come back.
Okay.
Just for the playing time and the power. But I know what my picks will be if
you get them.
If I can pull it off.
I'm kind of higher on Brandon Marsh, I think, than you are. I think.
I don't mind Marsh. I'd take him. This is a little early, though.
Yeah, a little early now, but I think he might get more playing time. Aren't they down for him to be platooned? Some of the sites, I think, had him as a platoon bat.
Yeah, the worst stuff about him is the platoon and the lineup spot.
Right.
But other than that, he's great.
I think he might be more of a full-timer than people are giving him credit for. I'll just say that, and you can laugh at me later, but whatever. Okay, so you got one more pick before you're up, and now you are up. I think you're going to have your guy.
Oh, boy.
James is thinking Christopher Morel. Okay. That wasn't who I was thinking, actually. But maybe the guy
I like Morel as I think he's a well-priced upside play here.
Okay.
In that 50, well, I'll tell you the story in a second here.
Okay.
I'll be picking.
Okay, you're up again.
Oh,
See, that's who I thought you were going to take.
God damn
it. JD Martinez was the guy for those. So yeah, I thought James was going to take Martinez first.
So be it.
So be it. So he took Josh Naylor, who is a very good power bat. That's a good choice. I think he'll be a 30 homer bat too.
I thought it was more likely that JD would come back than. I mean, I thought I'd get them both, but
Yeah, you thought maybe Morel would go more. I would advise the other way. I don't often say that I'm right about these things, but
yeah, I think it's just that draft I did to prep for this.
Mm-hmm.
I got Morel kind of in this range and got JD like 3 rounds later.
Okay,
but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, different group. Okay, well, you still got a good bat. So now you should have 2 hitting and 2 pitching openings, James, in your active roster anyway. And then you got your 7 bench spots, right?
That's correct.
So for bench, I think you can be pretty even-handed. I would usually say for myself that I'd get 1 corner, 1 middle, an outfielder, and then I'd have 4 pitching guys on the bench. So I don't know if you want to play it differently. Depends on who's there, but
yeah, I'm pretty loose with, especially in a 12-teamer.
Yeah, that's true. The wire is going to have lots of guys,
and I think you have to be thinking about this in a RotoWire Online Championship if you're drafting around this time of year. You definitely want 2 to 3 of those final bench spots to be guys who could just blow up in spring training.
Right. Yeah, because we're so far away, so you don't know. So yeah, I mean, like, well, all right. I was going to say who I took late. That again, I don't even know your opinion on, but I took Brandon Pfaadt, Pfaadt, and he's certainly probably a project, but could he make the rotation? I think it's possible, but he could also be in AA probably.
Yeah, that's the exact type of guy. That could win a rotation spot in spring training, and
right.
If he doesn't, then you're going to want to add so many guys on that first fab run because it's been so long.
Yeah, I'm definitely dropping him if he's in AA. I mean, I'm not going to wait around.
Well, he's not. He was dominant in the PCL last year, so he wouldn't be in AA. But
okay, so maybe AAA.
He would just be at AAA for probably a month, but I wouldn't stash him for a month.
Not on this kind of team. No. Okay, so now you're thinking fill out your hitting roster, so you need 1 outfielder, right? 1 outfielder? No, 2 out. No, 1 outfielder.
I need between 1 and 2 outfielders because I've got Morel in my 4th outfield spot right now, but I can move him to middle if I want.
Okay. So 1 and 2 outfielders. Yeah, so who are the outfielders? You got 7 picks away. Who are the outfielders top of the NFBC queue right now?
Verdugo, Gurriel, Conforto, Lux, Benintendi, De La Cruz.
Okay. There's a couple of guys I know you like there. Garrett Mitchell was just drafted.
Whoa!
Alex Cobb. I know we both like Cobb this year.
He was in my queue.
Okay. It's so dumb, but sometimes I don't put guys in my queue because I think it's more likely they get taken, but it's just so stupid. But it's what your brain does,
I'm trying to decide whether to go hitter pitcher or pitcher pitcher. I think I'm definitely going to grab at least 1 starter here.
Okay, I think I would personally recommend 1 hitter too. but that's just me.
And of course, this is the spot in the draft where, well, actually, yeah, I could take, because my best hitters available are corner infielders at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But I could take one and just have a loaded kind of rotation of corner infielders, and then once Gunnar gets middle infield eligibility, I can swap.
Yeah, if there's a corner guy you like, okay, you're up. And who's on your queue there?
All right.
You're leaning pitcher, I take it.
Time to do it.
Yandy. Okay, I like it. All right, now that should give you lots of flexibility. Yeah, Gunnar is going to be a middle infielder on this team, I believe, eventually.
Just never know how much to weigh
position of eligibility.
Draft trends and just sort of, because this is a sharp room. You can't assume anything.
No. Okay, you're coming around. Luis Arias just went, and there's one more pick, and then you're going for pitcher, I take it. Jose Barrios.
Oh, I was actually going to take Barrios.
You're going to take Barrios. This is the second time this guy has done it to you.
I'm a psycho. I'm ready to go back to Jose Barrios.
I'm glad he saved you. That's okay. He probably will be great this year.
Well, I'm going to take... So I took Trevor Rogers. I think he's the best pitcher available there, at least for me. I am a little worried about my last three starting pitchers being Singer, Detmers, Rogers from a win standpoint. So that's probably my thing I'm probably most worried about with my team right now is wins, which is a weird thing to say.
Yeah, because who knows? Yeah.
But, Rob, I think you do got to look at teams for wins.
Sure.
A great thing about that.
It's not something to ignore. I agree.
And this is really about usually my pitching staffs, I've got starters from basically all teams that are at least entering the season with playoff aspirations, which I don't think that's the case with the Royals. This is my first Brady Singer exposure.
Okay. Don't worry, Aroldis Chapman will come in and save every game for you.
I just took Aroldis Chapman in my NFBC 50 I'm in, and I got him just outside the top 400.
Wow. His I don't know if you didn't watch him like I did, of course, but he couldn't control the fastball, which I found weird. Is like he could throw the breaking pitch for strikes, but the fastball was like all over the place. And he tried to slow it down and throw it not as hard, and it still didn't work for the most part.
Yeah, the way I would, when you're drafting Aroldis Chapman this year, you should be just fully prepared to drop him very early in the season. But I think if he's just sort of okay, I think he will get the saves.
Oh yeah. Well, I think they're going to trade Scott Barlow. That's my 2 cents. I don't think. I think he has value on the trade market, and I think that's what the Royals are doing, right? I mean, they got a new general manager, and I just believe that's the game plan. They should have been in this game plan long ago, but I think that's the game plan.
There goes Young.
So what round is this in a 12? Let's see that we're in now. 21?
Yeah,
so
we're
I
in
could
the first round.
I could see taking him in that 21st round. You and I are going to share an OC, and who knows what situation we'll be in. But if we need a corner guy and we need a little power, I might see if you like him at that point. But anyway, CJ Abrams.
I'll be open to that.
Okay, CJ Abrams just went. Now, how is that? Scroll up a little bit. How is that team for speed? Team 9 that just took Abrams. Are they desperate, or are they just taking him as an ancillary piece?
I was just distracted by for some reason JD Martinez is back in my queue, but I think that's wrong.
No, he was taken. He's on the board.
There. Okay. I refreshed it. He's out of my queue.
Okay.
What did you ask?
I was just asking Team 9, did they take Abrams because they were desperate, or what? They have lots of speed anyway, and they're just trying to add on. Who do they have that's a runner? Yelich,
Team 9.
Renfroe?
This team reeks of desperation. No, I'm just kidding.
They don't have a lot of speed.
They were fine.
Who's their speed? Where's their speed?
Bader. There's
okay. Bader. Bader's good. Bader's good, but Yelich 10.
Altuve, Yelich, Newbar.
All right, they're okay.
They needed it.
Okay, they needed him. So this is we don't want to be in that situation. We don't want to be.
What do you think of Lourdes Gurriel?
Lourdes Gurriel, not been a fan of his.
No,
I do like his hair, but that's.
I haven't drafted him at all, but I feel like he's just so disrespected, and rightfully so, that he has become a value.
Right. He probably could be, but I always expected more when he was in Toronto and he had such a good batters around him. Anyway, so I'm not really looking for him. All right, so now, James, I think you need a pitcher and a hitter again, right? You need 1 and 1.
How do you rank Tyone, Lauer, and Molly?
Molly last, just because of the health. Tyon Lauer, I think, is a toss-up, but maybe I know you like Lauer. It's kind of a toss-up for me, to be honest. Who do you like better?
Well, on my current construction, I was actually leaning Molly.
Okay.
Because I know, like, obviously there's some risk, but that's why he's going in the late 200s, you know.
I agree.
And I'd be probably between Lauer and Molly, just because I think my wins problem, I don't really want to take the Cubs guy.
Right, that's true. That's true.
But since they're all three are still there, I might do a different position.
The hitter?
Miguel Vargas, Oswald Peraza, or a pitcher?
Vargas,
Oswald Peraza.
Okay. I think he's going to be good, but he's going to probably be on your bench. Well, no.
I could slide him in.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna do it. Well, I think
Vargas is more power, the thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually. I'm just gonna take Molly.
Okay.
I'm I'm really torn here.
Between Vargas and Peraza?
I'm actually, I think I'm going to lean towards seeing if Peraza can come back.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
Peraza or Vargas, if I take him, then it's just another guy that is going to be on my bench until he's got a spot to play.
Mm-mm. Yeah, Peraza's playing time is, I think, more solid. But I think
best available outfielders just by NFBC is Gurriel, Grichuk, Marsh, Gordon, Hayes, Kalnick.
So Marsh would be my guy out of that group, but I'd support Peraza or Vargas over him, perhaps.
I think I'm actually going to take a guy that I didn't mention. A little further down at outfield. Well, actually, how about this? Margot versus Jorge Soler.
For you, I take Soler.
Margot's. I'm that set on speed.
I think so. Don't you think? Morel steals bases too.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, screw it.
Take it to 30 homers, buddy. I think that's where you need the numbers. I like Soler even better than Vargas because Soler's going to play. He's going to bat fourth or fifth. I mean, it's not the great.
Yeah, that was. I needed your help there. That was
okay. Good. Yeah, I mean, if you get Peraza or a similar guy later, that's great. But I don't think you need the speed, right?
I mean, it's definitely that the one big thing I'm sort of adjusting about my game this year is dialing back the speed I leave the draft with.
Yeah. So Vargas went the very next pick after yours.
That's fine. He didn't fit my team.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I'm just mentioning it because we had discussed him, but
I had to pass on him. Even though I thought he was best player available there, but I already took Yandy. Yeah, and that's part of the learning process with these, every year when you kind of get into the 12s, it's kind of like which spots do I fill up and then wish late in the draft that I hadn't filled.
Right. So you have, am I right, one active roster spot open?
Yeah, I need either a middle infielder or an outfielder to fill my last deck.
Okay.
And I've already got Yandy on the bench.
Okay. So my guy would be Marsh if you made it all the way back, which is far from certain because you got about 15 picks before you. But there are other guys too that you mentioned.
Yeah, I think my top 4 right now are Margot, Peraza, Taillon, and Lauer.
Okay. Margot, Peraza, Taillon. Yeah, I think again for you, Margot, at this point, I think is the best available for you.
Yeah, I agree.
Solid hitter. He's a solid hitter. He would fit in nicely, and I think he's going to play a little more than he has in the past years.
Margot's a nice. If I could get him, he'd be a nice complement to the Soler pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of even each other out.
He's opposite sort of guy, and. I missed your catcher too. Who was your catcher too again?
Danny, please play 100 games.
That's right. I remember it now. Okay, Danny boy. Okay.
Danny Jansen in the 14th.
There you go. That's fine. Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay, so I like the squad. I like the squad right now. You're just filling in bench pieces. So you already have one hitter on your bench once you get this next hitter. So that means you'll have 6 bench spots. And you really, because of your flexibility in the roster, you can get any sort of hitters on the bench. You don't need to have to get a corner or middle necessarily.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go best player available and upside and.
Yeah, I think so. From now on, just do that. So if you could get a Margot, a Tyon, somebody like that, that'd be great. I didn't even see Lauer get drafted, to be honest with you, but
he's still there.
He's still there. Okay.
My queue's been doing okay. Now I expect them all to go, but
right. Yeah, which is more painful, when they sort of pick them off regularly, or like when it's like three picks away? And
it's I mean, it's about the same. It's
I know.
The only time it just really, really hurts is when it's the end of a closer run and it's live in Vegas,
or any big tier that I think we had that happen a couple times when we really like wanted a pitcher or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Urquidy, I'm surprised he lasted this long. People I'm not a big fan, but he lasts. He went. This is round 24, and Urquidy just went. Stroman, Urquidy. So you got 6 picks before you're up. Bryson Stott. That's not a bad pick at this point of the draft. I don't think. I just kind of like Stott. Tyon. Okay, that takes an option from you. Nick Gordon. Great barrel skills.
I like Nick Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a little worried about the playing time.
Okay. Fraley just went.
Ugh.
Oswald Peraza, that hurts. And Marsh is still available too.
Yeah, Marsh is close to being an option.
Okay.
Not an option
for this first pick. Okay. So you got Lauer and Marsh, and
I'm gonna take Lauer. Margot is my
dream scenario. Order. Okay, and if Margot goes, then you could pivot to Marsh.
I think I'll pivot to Marsh. Listen to my partner.
You mean after Margot, not
yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He's still a backup plan.
All right. Well, Lauer, you will get Lauer because Chapman just drafted. So now you have Lauer. That's good. So that's another solid starter. So now
first starter on the bench.
Okay, good. So if this guy doesn't take Margot, if he has 2 picks, you'll be able to get him. If he just takes Margot only, then you can still get Marsh.
Yeah,
Margot.
He's taking Margot for sure.
Okay.
He might double tap. He might grab.
Don't take Marsh. Come on, buddy. You can do more talking in an online draft than you can in live. When it's live, you can't say, "Come on, buddy."
Oh man.
Then they always take the real long time to draft the second one when you really need.
Marsh does have. There are concerns, but he has. The nice thing he's got going for him is he's a pretty good defensive center fielder. So
yes,
he might prove himself to be just a guy that they don't want to take out of the lineup.
And they have enough hitting. Think about their lineup. So anyway, you did get Marsh, just to mention that. So you now have 3 players on the bench.
No, I've got a full lineup and just Yandy and Lauer on the bench.
Okay, Yandy and Lauer. Okay. Oh, because Marsh is in the active roster right now. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Marsh is not a guy I feel comfortable as a guy that is like starting for me on opening day in a championship, but
he might be platoon starting out for sure.
So I would like to. I have the perfect perfect flyers in mind here to try to supplement.
Okay, so now what about picking up a reliever towards the end of this, James? Not obviously it won't be a closer, but I mean, could you see your way to just picking up somebody that could give you innings or be a possible situation where you could be a closer at some point, or do you just want to go with starters and people like that?
I'm gonna look at which of my favorite late closers are available.
Like, for example, you won't get him in round 30, but James Karinchak would give you a little insurance, which some people don't like to do for their own closers. But
I'm not going to do that just because I don't. I'm just not confident enough in Karinchak that he's even the guy.
Okay.
I think in this
format.
So some relievers available that I don't mind are Boxberger, Carlos Estevez, Daniel Hudson, and Jorge Lopez.
The last two, Hudson and Lopez, could figure in for saves possibly.
And those guys are kind of classic bench relievers. You
right.
See what happens, see how it shakes out, and you drop them second week or whatever.
Okay. That's good. That would be fine.
Did you give a note to the listeners when Andrew Painter went off the board in?
I did not.
The 20th round.
That's hard to believe. He
like,
could really be a minor league pitcher.
It's just, I love him. I want him. I can't take him in the 20th. That's crazy.
They're people get out of control, but they think he's like, some huge strikeout artist and going to be, really low ERA rate starting out. And I don't think that's the case.
So in the round that Painter went, the other two pitchers that went are Cobb and Eovaldi.
Okay.
And I would just take those two guys over him 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, I have a bad relationship with Eovaldi, but yes.
I know you do. But it's just, you plug those guys in
innings.
Week 1, they're gonna be fine if they're healthy.
Yeah, the Painter could be the old 4 2/3. Let's get him out of there. That's very painful.
You're taking him. That's kind of where I would take him if he'd had like a dominant spring training start against big league hitters.
Right.
Then it's like, oh, okay, like this might actually be happening.
Right. Well, Cobb, and I really like Cobb, so he'd be way ahead of Painter for me. But I think there's going to be tons of guys on the wire in a 12-teamer. You're trying to like I took a guy like Wisniewski, James. I don't know if you like him, but but I think he could again be nothing, or he could be a guy that really, but he can get him late. And I think you could stick him on the bench and see what happens in spring training.
And Wisniewski is starting to go at a bit of a discount because on Roster Resource they have Keegan Thompson beating him out for a spot.
Yeah, really.
Which Wisniewski's not a lock to make the.
No.
I think he makes it. He's good. He's one of their 5 best guys.
If he doesn't make it April, beginning of April, he'll make it soon after. I mean, unless he has health problems himself. But yeah, Keegan Thompson, I don't know. Okay, so it's coming back around to you. You got any top of the queue guys you want to mention, or you want to wait until you're up?
Yeah, there's two starting pitchers that I kind of like here.
Well, you're almost up. You can wait until you're up. You got two more picks before.
If I can get the two guys I want here, those could end up being my final two SPs.
Yeah, sure. Well, you got
I like
one
a lot
more
of
pick.
the hitters.
Fine, one more pick. So you're not going to take a reliever probably at all in the last 4 picks. Okay, last 5.
Well,
picks.
I have. There's guys I would maybe take. We'll see.
Okay. Just trying to. All right, so Dylan Carlson just went. Now you're up. So round 26. Aaron Savali. Okay, I like him. I think we had him on one team last year too.
And I would mention the guy that I want to get here in a second, but
you're just afraid.
This is the same guy who stole Manny Margot from under my feet.
Yeah, I know. So you don't get too confident in yourself.
Yeah, he's already stolen JD Martinez and Manny Margot from me. I mean,
that's right. That's enough for one day. Yes. Okay. Savali, though, I like his makeup, and I think he could get a few wins also, which would be a category that would help you. You can pitch him. No, Brandon Pfaadt.
Oh man,
that was my fault. I mentioned him earlier.
Oh geez.
Okay, I didn't know you were focused on him, but okay.
I was focused. I started focusing.
I was focused.
Oh man.
Okay, now you gotta scramble. Moncada just went in the 27th round. 27.
That's a good pick.
Okay. Who are your options?
This is I'm fine with this. This is maybe my last sort of safer pick of the draft.
Brendan Donovan. Okay, well he's good. He can play anywhere, that's for sure.
And he's 2B, 3B, OF eligible.
Right.
There's he's probably not going to hit top 2 of the lineup to start the year, but he could if anyone's injured.
Well, he also gives you a little Tommy Edman insurance. If Edman does get hurt, I think Donovan would play a lot more. But anyway, hopefully it doesn't happen. Okay, so let's see. You got 3 spots left. I'm surprised you were going for Pfaadt there. I didn't think you were as high on him as I was there.
I've been really high on Pfaadt all off season, and it's just this constant kind of trying to figure out where I need to take him.
Yeah, well,
and I feel like the public is just one step ahead of me.
Right.
They just won't let me get it.
Well, once they have a GIF of him in spring training, I think you're done, buddy.
That's why I got to get him. I wanted to take him there
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe hindsight is 20/20. Maybe you could have taken him and then Savali, who's not as much of a big name.
I think I've gone wrong on every single one of my orders at the turn. I've screwed it up.
So does this tell us that we shouldn't have the in the main event, not the number 2 or number 14 pick, right? Because we're just going to guess wrong as to what. In fact, we did have the 14. Remember, that was the second draft. We actually finished the one that we finished second.
Yeah, that was our best.
Our best draft, but we did have the 14, and I think we did guess wrong a couple times.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, We did, for us to take Luis Robert at that turn and still do as well as we did was pretty
good.
Good.
We were so happy with our pick.
Yeah, that was
take Robert, and then we didn't know whether to start him or not.
That was that's like just checking for Luis Robert in or out of the lineup on Monday and Friday it added up to about 12 hours for me last year.
Right. So if you had the choice and you had to take Eloy or Robert, I'm assuming you'd rather deal with Eloy, right? No,
I don't know.
I know the cost is different. You know, they're talking about playing him in the outfield. Why is that? Why are they going to play Eloy in the outfield?
Because they're sickos and they can't. They just won't learn. They're so into these DH types that they just keep loading the roster with them.
Right. Let's put Andrew Vaughn out in the outfield. Let's do all this stuff. Kyle Bradish. Oh, I forgot about him. Okay, so now you're almost up again. You got 3 picks left. One more pick for you before you're up. I think you need at least two hitters. I'm thinking, well, no, I'm wrong. 2 pitchers and 1 hitter is what I would do. 2 pitchers and 1 hitter. Okay. You're up, buddy. You're up for your 28th round.
I'm just trying to think of how to not screw up the order here.
Well, this is the last time he can hurt you. The last time. Jesus Sanchez. Interesting. Okay. I like it. God, he was a disappointment last year, though.
Who do you like more out of Boxberger and Jorge Lopez?
I like Lopez because my theory is that they still like Duran in the 7th. But that's only a theory.
I'm just going to take Lopez here.
I mean, I think he's definitely the number 2 closer, even if you want to be pessimistic. So,
and it's a nice heading into spring training flyer.
Yeah, okay.
He can, because you remember not like we had him, but he fell off in like the final couple of months. But if he's looking awesome in spring,
right,
they traded for him to be the closer.
Yeah, I see. I think they want to be proven right, and they like the Duran 7th innings thing.
Right.
Okay, so you took Sanchez and Lopez. I would go pitcher, some pitcher that you like the upside on the last pick. But who's still sitting out there?
Well, my best available. There's a lot of people between me and this pick.
Okay, well, you don't have to mention your top guy, but like I've mentioned Wisniewski. Who else is just hanging around? You got who else could I mention? You always like Bailey Falter. I'm not a huge fan, but
he was all right last year.
Okay, you're right.
I mean, I'm not.
What about Bryce Elder? Is he going to have a rotation spot? Or?
Unfortunately not. They're just too loaded.
They're too loaded, yeah. Okay. But are you thinking pitcher, or you're looking at the hitters too?
I would like – so if there was another here, let me read off the shortstop eligible guys, and you tell me if I should.
Yeah.
I'm just going to skip the guys I'm not going to take, but Kyle Farmer, Joey Wendell, J.P. Crawford, like those aren't 12-team league guys, right?
They're waiver wire.
Yeah. So I think it is a pitcher because the one spot I'm a little light is shortstop. I've just got Edman eligible at shortstop.
I mean, you can pick up one of
Gunnar gets shortstop eligibility.
Yeah, you can pick up one of those guys if you need them the second week of the season. You don't need to have them on your bench. Mm-hmm. Go with your strategy of somebody with upside that could pop in the spring.
I'll read you the three guys.
Okay.
So you got Brian Bayo with the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Luis Ortiz with the Pirates, and David Peterson in the event of an injury or trade.
So I would take Bayo. I think he's got the upside, and also he's got the clearest track to the rotation. He also had a good stretch where he was in the majors, and I think he probably learned something. So that's I
think I've got it, or I've got it Bayo, Peterson, Ortiz.
Okay, that's fine.
And
I do Ortiz,
my best available non-pitcher non-starting pitcher are Chris Taylor and Brad Boxberger.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. Ortiz, I just think he's still a project to me, right? He's still a project, and even if he's good, how many wins is he going to get? I mean,
it's fair, harsh but fair.
Harsh but fair. So hopefully you get Bayo or Peterson. Peterson would be fine because I think he will get rotation spot eventually. Maybe not very beginning, but TJ Friedel, 3 more picks, one of which is yours. Clevenger, right. Wow.
That's
okay.
Crazy pick. Give me Brian Bayo.
Brian Bayo. I like it. Okay, so let's read off your roster or summarize it somehow.
Yeah, I'll read off the way I've got these guys set up.
Okay. Yeah.
So you got Real Muto and Danny Jansen at catcher.
Right.
Rowdy Tellez, Jorge Polanco, Tommy Edman, Jose Ramirez, Gunnar Henderson, Christopher Morel, Josh Naylor at util, and then outfield Seiya Suzuki, Anthony Santander, Giancarlo Stanton, Jorge Soler, Brandon Marsh. Jesus Sanchez might come for that spot, Brandon Marsh.
Okay, fine.
Gonna let him know right away.
I hope.
Emmanuel Clase, Shane Bieber, Luis Castillo, Kevin Gausman, Felix Bautista. I mean that top 5 pitching.
Yeah,
is probably the strength.
They should kill. Yeah.
And then Singer, Detmers, Trevor Rogers, Tyler Mahle, Eric Lauer, Aaron Savali, Jorge Lopez, Brian Bayo, and then bench hitters Yandy Diaz, Brendan Donovan, Jesus Sanchez.
Yeah, I like it. I think you just need, out of the group of secondary pitchers, a couple of them to really step up. Could be Detmers, could be somebody like that. But you get a couple guys like that, James, and I think your pitching staff's going to be top-notch in this league. And then the outfield, you got the power, not at the beginning, but you got the outfield power. So I think you're set there. And, of course, I do think the speed is fine. I think your speed is fine.
Yeah, and I think my goal this year, I think, is to kind of finish like a little better than mid-pack in stolen bases in leagues.
Right. We don't need to win that category. I mean,
we want to be like top 3 in the other 4 offensive.
Exactly. Let's kill in those and then just be competitive. But Polanco, I think, is a big hitter for you. I think he could really help you if he's just out of his funk.
I think that's just a nice. I didn't really see any reason not to buy the dip with him.
Right. I agree. There was nothing that predisposed him to do that, and he just was sort of off all season. So maybe he was hiding an injury. Maybe you never know.
And they're invested in him. He's going to play every day.
Right.
like the Brandon Marsh spot's kind of weak. Just in a 12, I mean, that'd be totally fine in a 15.
Right.
But
right.
I think that's finding a serviceable fifth outfielder, if it's not Marsh, should be plenty doable in a 12.
And you could put Morel in the outfield if he was getting the full playing time. So you have options.
Once Gunnar, if Gunnar gets shortstop eligibility, then I put Morel in the outfield for Marsh.
Right. And if Marsh is playing almost every day, as I'm predicting, even though it's a bold prediction, then I think you might actually want him in there. So let's see if I'm right. You can call me and complain.
Who leads this team in homers? I'll give you 4 options.
Okay.
Rowdy Tellez,
right?
Jose Ramirez, Giancarlo Stanton, and Jorge Soler.
Wow. I'm going to say crazy. I'm going to say Soler. Just because he's going to play unless he's hurt, and there's nothing stopping him from just swinging away. Stanton's going to go into a funk. Jose Ramirez is going to be doing other things besides just hitting homers.
Stanton's going to go into a funk.
He's going to.
You heard it here first.
He's going to hit a 400-foot line drive to the base of the wall, and they're going to catch it, and you're going to be like, "Why did I?" No, I mean he's got potential. I mean he could hit. What in his MVP year he hit some incredible number of homers.
Yeah, he's at 50 plus.
Yeah, 40 is not out of the question. I would say expect 32.
Yeah, so, I will expect 32. I'll expect 32 from him, and I'll expect 32 from Jorge Soler. And we can compete all season.
That's right. Okay, we can monitor this. But I like it. I like your later pitchers. I know you're not enthused, but I think Lauer, Savali, and Bayo, those guys, Detmers. I think you get a couple of serviceable guys out of there.
Yeah, I mean, and you're really just kind of hoping to go sort of 50% on those.
Right.
You hit maybe one of them has a big breakout year. A couple more are guys you can use when there's a solid matchup, and then you drop
Savali goes like 10-8 with a 4-point ERA. I think you'll be using him. He'll be fine.
Right. I want a little friendly competition on the team between Lauer and Savali to see who can have a ERA closer to 3.5.
Okay. I take Lauer in that. Don't you think Lauer will have a better ERA than Savali?
I do, but I think they're going to be kind of similar this year.
Yeah, similar guys. They're similar guys. I think Savali, he likes that breaking ball, right? He's a curveball guy.
Yeah, and he finished pretty strong. He's been showing up on a lot of Bloom boards.
Okay, well that's a plus. Can't go wrong. Well, this was good, James. I'm really. I think this helped us for when we do an OC, which should be in February. And I think you're set. I don't know if you're going to do another OC yourself, but I think it gives us a better idea of how to approach it. Yeah,
absolutely. I think I'll probably do one more, and then
okay.
It's going to be I'll be doing some draft and holds probably. Definitely got to limit the fab leagues, but
right.
Definitely recommend anyone who's just got nothing to do and money to burn on a weekend night. I mean, this was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me, Todd.
No problem. I appreciate it. I enjoyed it, and good luck to this team.
And we can find you at FTN this year.
That's right. I'm at FTN, working with Vlad Sedler, Matty Davis. Those guys, they're willing to put up with my main event article, which seems to be relatively popular. So I'm going to be writing that again this year, and might be on a couple of their podcasts as well. So that would be fun for me.
Awesome. Well, definitely looking forward to all that, and really appreciate you joining me again. And we'll chat offline.
Thank you, buddy. Okay.
Yeah, thanks. And thanks to everyone who tuned in, and enjoy this bonus podcast episode.